Hey guys, we're right back. We just finished up the big putter test that we've been working on for the last few months. And I'm here, Scott Chenoweth with Rob Lang. And we're here to talk about the test protocol, how we test, why we test it, and then obviously the results. So to get right into it, let's talk about the most important part of putting, which is speed, and then we'll talk about line. So Rob, take us through the test protocol for speed.
So we do a 15-foot robot and player test. And we use the robot so we can hit it off of multiple locations, the center, the toe, and the heel. We also included 3 of the top brand blade putters out there, Ping, Scotty Cameron, and Odyssey, to compare against. So with that, we have hit multiple shots, and then we see the distance, the roll, and the speed that the ball goes at.
Which ultimately leads to the closest or the proximity to the hole.
Exactly.
So the second part of the test is based on line. Rob, take us through our test protocol for line.
Yeah, so for line, we use a player test only. Same thing, it's a 15-foot putt like we do with our robot testing and our speed testing. And we just have the players try to aim the putter towards the hole. And then we use the GC quad to validate where the ball's starting compared to where they're aimed at impact. So again, it just depends on the tendencies that a player has, but it's just basically how they see the putt and how they align the putt towards the hole.
And the more consistent the player lines the ball up, theoretically, the more consistent they're going to hit the line they intend to.
Exactly, yes.
All right. So let's go through the results of the test next. So Rob, take us through the putter test for speed and the results that we saw on both the robot test and the player test.
Yeah, so again, on the 15-foot putt, on our putter, we're seeing about 2 inches of variance, or proximity to the hole. So basically, if you hit it off the toe, the center, and the heel, the ball is going in the hole, or it's very close to the hole. Some of our competitors that we've seen, you can see as much variance as 32 inches.
Wow.
And that's on a 15-foot putt. So a lot of times with most other blade putters, when you hit it off the toe, it's coming up really short, and when you hit it on the heel, it's going further.
The second part of the equation here is line, because you can get the right speed, but if you're on the wrong line, it really doesn't matter.
Well, and that's the beauty about putting. I mean, speed and line go hand in hand, right? We know that, and we know that speed is a little bit more important than line, because if you have the right speed, that gives you the confidence to line the putter up in the same spot or read the green the same every time, so that way you're going to be more accurate with your putts.
So more consistent speed gives you more consistent or confidence in picking the right line, which you make more putts.
That's right.
So we talked about the test protocol, we talked about the results. Now, how did we do it? I think that's what everybody wants to know. Why is Indi consistently better? So talk us through what technology we have in our putters that help us get there.
Well, yeah, we're very unique. The one thing that allows us to have really good speed or roll control is the construction of our putter. So, if you hold that up, you can see this black portion of the putter. That's made of aluminum. It's extremely light. It allows us to take a lot of weight and put it towards the toe and heel. Those are tungsten weights.
That's almost 50% of that weight of the head.
It's a little more than that, actually. So it really widens the sweet spot. So no matter where you hit it on our putter face, it can be out towards the toe, the center of the heel. And we know from all of our testing that players don't hit it in the center. They think it's a short stroke and they're going to hit it in the middle, but it's all over the place, even with some of the lower handicaps that we've tested with out there. So that's the technology that really takes us above our competition.
So it's the combination of material technology as well as the proprietary way that we've added the weights.
Exactly.
To the heel and the toe.
Yeah. Gives a really high moment of inertia for a blade putter, which makes it very forgiving.
Now let's talk about the line results and the secret sauce that goes into Indi putters as to why you line it up better, more consistently every time.
Yeah, well, we have something that internally we like to call, instead of alignment, we call it eye-alignment. And a lot of our putters have a lot of parallel lines, which is easier just for a person subconsciously to line something up with. We know that people have different, their right eye may be more dominant than the left and the other way around. But What we do that's different than our competition is we have a couple of parallel lines on the back of our putter, which we found to be easier to line the ball up on your intended target more often versus the competitors who use one line. We kind of see, like when we did our testing, the players were consistently lining it up at their intended line, whereas the other putters, one time they could be right, one time they could be left, and one time they could be on line. So it was very inconsistent just having one line versus two lines and some of the very square edges and parallel lines we have on our putters.
Yeah, you can really see the square edges throughout the putter here where the weights go into the ends of the putter, as well as how the cavity is built out. And then lastly, obviously, you've got the two lines here.
Right.
So, well, great stuff. So speed and line are the keys to putting. With Indi, you're going to get better.
And you're going to make more putts.